the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
The Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the ruling National Democratic Congress, Ayefreno NDC, Emmanuel Ni Ashi Mo, Mino Kasaidi, a Singaporean businessman, told you can etimi atebiri papai edeno akwa kopiemu ewo court say papa no edifrode no na odifrode ni wie ya ono esan free Singapore eba be piemu ewo Ghana ha papai esan ma metro man for eche no ekokosie ba bi ka chense so mbe yi na agi se otua $3 million ansa na won eja no na papa ne sama ni hu na waba be fam wa ha no nya asem kotwa obebu me kwase afa me sikedi no wasan ame ya cheme sese ye begya me agise metua $3 million na eno nam so na papa no akwa akopie mu ewo court na wo de yentie papa no asem a ono ede etu edwa na yewia afa yakọ ne court nyomo ode kodan court no se court no enye emfa emano. I see the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the ruling National Democratic Congress, Emmanuel Ni Ashimore, has been sued by a Singaporean businessman, Toh You Can, over an alleged $800,000 payment for failed electricity company of Ghana contract in the NDC, Greater Accra Regional Chairman ni editu just obema papai contract na ansa na the contract na bema no obenya edi ama no ewo ECG na papai entua $800,000 na obema no contract na papa ne nso ensa etimi aka na profit te said ye ope a enya asem kotwa nipa a egu Ghana ha a ye pe contract kra nya asem kotwa Singapore ni ene the contract no ekwa akoma no because of say na papai enim dear opese oyenti. Toh You Can, the Chief Executive Officer, CEO and Director of NSG Group, in an application filed at the High Court in Accra, accused the NDC Regional Chairman of taking $800,000 for a cable supply contract with the Electricity Company of Ghana that never materialized. In the NDC Chairman, so there. Ka usi den ekoko piemu Electricity Company of Ghana timika se wenya contract nyina a enye asem kotwa. In the rate signed by the Ghana Web, the Singaporean businessman stated that he paid Ashimore $800,000 between 2023 and 2024 as part of an arrangement for an ECG contract allegedly secured by Moore, which was valued at millions of dollars. Into contract and for millions of dollars. You can also accuse the NDC chairman of human rights abuses. He claimed that he traveled to Ghana at the invitation of Ashimore but was subjected to abuse, threat, and blackmail upon arrival. According to him, the chairman deprived him of his liberty by using armed men and allegedly demanded $3 million for his release. In the paper, why Ashimore now invited and so free Singapore. After was free Singapore by air, no some call for channel at the CSS Yebejawa. I just what you have $3 million and sa and I jaw nya dear sir and yes, I padia and nya dear say Yebe ejao. You Can is therefore asking the court to declare that Ashimore violated his right and to order the repayment of the $800,000 made towards the ECG contract. Na say na rate no ekoko piemu ewo court na etie enioma papai ehwehwe. A declaration that the respondent has violated the fundamental human right of the applicant. A. B. An order for the recovery of the sum of $800,000 being a total sum paid by the applicant to the respondents toward the performance of ECG contract purportedly secured by the respondent of the NSG Innovational Limited. C. An order directing the respondent to pay to the applicant the sum of 20 million Ghana cedi as compensation for the threat, physical assault, humiliation, psychological distress, and violation of the application dignity occasioned by the unlawful, oppressive, and degrading conduct of the respondent. General damage against the respondent for violating the fundamental human right of the applicant. E. Cost, including legal fees. F. Any other relief, as this honorable court deems fit. The court document also contains picture of supposed correspondence between the two men. Nti papa no Nsem-Pii ono e de kokodan court no say court no enye emano because NDC amanyokuo no Greater Accra regional chairman Ebune Kwasia.
Yesterday, the learned Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Tokonu, who has been a judge for 38 years, and he's been a lawyer for 38 years and a judge for 21 odd years of it, found it painfully necessary to hold a press conference. And at the press conference, the Lord Chief Justice was at pain to even start the press conference by telling the media why she had to do a press conference. This is the first time in Ghana's 68 years of independence. You can see the Chief Justice arriving together with her ever-present husband at the press conference. This is the first time in 68 years that a Chief Justice has had to do a press conference. We have never seen the Georgian would do a press conference. I doubt it. I can't remember. I doubt it. We've never seen a Chief Justice setting out to hold a press conference. They give speeches when they attend events, but they never hold press conference about themselves. More so, for the Chief Justice to hold a press conference complaining about law, complaining about a legal process, complaining about a legal regime. That was very sad, and that was completely overwhelming for anyone, or should I rather say underwhelming? That was underwhelming for anyone who is interested in democracy, who is interested in the tenets of rule of law, who is interested in fundamental human rights, that the Chief Justice is holding a press conference and complaining that I am being hounded on the altar of politics. That was hard. That was hard for anyone to take. The Lord Chief Justice said, I am being hounded on the altar of politics on account of my appointments by a political group, on account of statements I have made in the discharge of my duty as a judge, sitting among a panel of 5, sometimes 7, on account of legal opinions I have taken in exercise of my duty as a jurist. I am being hounded for that. I mean, that goes all the way back to ancient Greece. It goes all the way back behind Oliver Cromwell. And that is why the Chief Justice went all the way back to Nebuchadnezzar. Why must we have this in a country? We shouldn't. Do the people in authority know that this is what is happening? Okay, the Chief Justice can be bad. She doesn't smile. She doesn't play ampe with anybody. But it's not about Gertrude Tokonu. No. It's about the 1992 Constitution and the tenets of democracy. If they say that they are going to arrest Paul Adomochi because he has WhatsApp exchanges with Akufo-Addo and they've read it and they are coming to whatever. It's not about Paul Adomochi. It's about, should a democracy have somebody arrested because he exchanged WhatsApp messages with Akufo-Addo? Is that what it is? That is why it's important for us to take the sentiments of men and women out of the discharge of law. That's what the 1992 Constitution is about. That's why the 1992 Constitution has no name in it. It says if a person, if such an one appointed by the president having appointed this, a judge having done this, they don't name any judge because it's about institutional cleanliness. It's about the sacrosanct nature of how we practice our democracy. No Chief Justice in England. No Chief Justice in America. No Chief Justice in Denmark, Sweden, even South Africa, I dare say even Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, will ever go to bed being worried about the outcome of an election result. And here in Ghana, we have never had a Chief Justice who goes out worried about the outcome of an election result, because on 7th December, the Chief Justice has a responsibility. On 7th December every 4 years, the Chief Justice has a responsibility to swear in the president, whether you like the president or not, whether you don't like the president or not. As Chief Justice, you have a responsibility to attend the Independence Square at the Speaker's call and swear in the president. In the same way, no political authority, whether you like the Chief Justice or not, you don't have to like him or her, but you have to deal with the Chief Justice according to the principles laid out in the Republican Constitution of 1992. Here is Justice Tokonu having have to explain to the media the reasons why she has broken a 68-year convention to now hit the silver screen and speak to the general public. Listen to her.
I have decided to make this statement today because the violations have not stopped. Indeed, they have escalated beyond anything I could have imagined as possible in justice delivery. These violations include the committee's refusal, in breach of the rules of natural justice, to recognize my lawyer on the first day of proceedings, simply because I was not personally present with him. And they went ahead to make arrangements for the hearing without involving my lawyer while he was sitting in front of them. The committee has also failed to indicate the specific charges that I'm supposed to be defending myself against in order to allow me to adequately prepare a defense of the charges. The committee has gone on to permit two of the petitioners, Mr. Daniel Ofori and Shining Stars, not to testify at all or present what case they brought to them at the hearing. The committee has refused to allow me to go into the hearing with any family member. Before you enter, there's a thorough search of my body and my handbag in violation of protocols and courtesy that extended to any Chief Justice, which protocols and courtesies are honored in the name of the nation, both in Ghana and outside of Ghana. And then the work of the committee is being conducted in a cordoned high security zone on Castle Drive, Osun, when all Article 146 proceedings since 1993 have been held in facilities of the Judicial Service. It is hard not to reach the conclusion that the choice of venue against the backdrop of secrecy of proceedings is intended to intimidate me and to prevent any citizen of Ghana from knowing how the proceedings are being conducted. The question to be asked is, why would anyone demand that I go on vacation given to me as Chief Justice with my security?
That's hard, isn't it? She also had occasion to complain about the chairman of the panel, and it's quite interesting. You know, there's one of the petitioners had listed the chairman of the panel as one of his witnesses. As I've been told, when the petitioner got into the room and saw the Justice Gabriel Poaman chairing, Justice Gabriel Poaman is my friend because we all used to be PNC, you know, Dr. Liman's party. We're all part of it before. I think he still is part of it. So I stoutly defended Justice Poaman when he went for vetting and they said that he's a political person and he cannot be Supreme Court judge. We all defended him. Very good friend of Professor Mills, Justice Gabriel Poaman. Now, Justice Poaman is chairing this committee. One of the witnesses was intending to call Justice Poaman. One of the petitioners was intending to call Justice Poaman as a witness. In fact, Justice Tokonu told the media yesterday that even the petition, she doesn't have it. She goes in there, she doesn't have it. And he says they call witnesses, and the witnesses are talking about something that she can't follow. And she likened it to Nebuchadnezzar, the historical wicked ruler of Babylon, who called his magicians, his prophets, his, if you like, his juju men. He called his juju men and said, juju men, I've had a dream that is troubling me. But if I tell you people the dream, you will come and lie to me. Because he said he knows juju men. So juju men, prophets, they've been lying for... I didn't say it. Nebuchadnezzar said it. So if you look at Nebuchadnezzar 5,000 years ago, and he was worried that the juju men, the prophets, will be lying to him. You look at it 5,000 years later. Do you know any prophet who has lied to you? I don't know some, but do you know some prophet who has lied to you? They were there in Nebuchadnezzar's time, so don't worry about it. Don't be too worried about it. Don't be embarrassed. Nebuchadnezzar's time they were. Nebuchadnezzar knew. So he said, if I tell you, you come and lie to me. So show me the dream, then show me the interpretation. And they couldn't do it. And it was the Holy Spirit that came upon the young, glorious man Daniel, who set himself and separated himself for Christ. It was revealed unto him. And that's how Daniel became great. You read Nebuchadnezzar, you see Daniel as a hero. Daniel is a hero to all of us who read Nebuchadnezzar. Great, great young man Daniel, the prophet Daniel. So Justice Tokonu said, these hearings are treating C and his lawyers like Nebuchadnezzar did. Guess what they are talking about and then give an answer. You go to a court, a trial, an Article 146 process, and a witness comes and says, okay, witness, what is your name? My name is Paul Ademoche. Okay, what do you do? I'm a judicial secretary. Justice Tokonu, do you know her? Yes, I know her. Okay, judicial secretary, tell us, on 27th May, when Justice Tokonu came to work, do you remember that she had squeezed her face? And Justice Tokonu is wondering, what is this? Which petition is this? What is she speaking to? I don't know. And the lawyer says, me too, I don't know. It says, yes, she has squeezed her face on 27th May. Oh, she squeezed her face. Okay. Did you take a photograph of her when she squeezed her face? Yes, I have a photograph. Then they tender it. My lord, exhibit AI. It's part of the evidence. And Justice Tokonu and her lawyers are wondering that, what is he talking about? It is about what? That I came to work on 27th May at 11 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. It is towards what? Is it Daniel Ofori's petition? Is it Shining Stars petition? One thing she said that was interesting, that there's a petition by a group called Shining Stars. A search at the Registrar General showed that there's no such organization called Shining Stars. But at the presidency, is it not simple for when the petitions arrive that you check? Shining Stars, it's not there. Some people come together, they say they are called Shining Stars. Oliver Vomaho, good evening. Do you happen to know who Shining Stars are? Did you draft their petition for them, Oliver? Oliver, did you draft the Shining Stars petition, Vomaho? How are you? Will you owe me an interview? It's not come. But did you draft the Shining Stars petition? We don't know. And this didn't mean much to an impeachment process of a Chief Justice, something that has never happened in 68 years. And the group that is petitioning are a no group in law. There are no locus in law. And based on this petition, there's a purported hearing to remove a Chief Justice. I mean, this is fundamental. It doesn't have to be too legal. Somebody said they are called Shining Stars. They don't exist. They have not registered themselves. They brought a petition that you should sack the Chief Justice. And they are Shining Stars. And they don't exist. Oh, it's not proper. This one is not good at all. Anyway, her ladyship proceeded to talk about Justice Gabriel Palman. Have a listen.
There's also a petition from a gentleman called Mr. Ayamga Akogo. His complaint is that on 14th November 2024, after the Supreme Court had given a ruling which went against him, I, as presiding judge in the Supreme Court, ordered his arrest without any reason. He attached an exhibit to his petition, which was a media report from a group called the Law Platform. This media report says that after the Supreme Court panel had ruled against Mr. Akogo, he started to shout in the courtroom, and that is why he was taken out of the courtroom. Essentially, therefore, his own exhibit contradicts his claims. Mr. Akogo goes on to claim that when he applied for a copy of the day's proceedings, which were signed by all the judges that presided on his case, he did not see a record that he had been arrested. So I should be removed as Chief Justice. What is significant about this petition is that Justice Palman sat with me as one of the judges who heard Mr. Akogo's case and was named as a witness that Mr. Akogo will call. But His Excellency the President has appointed him to chair and inquire into this petition, and he has accepted to do so.
You heard the Lord Chief Justice. I mean, if you want to go take a Chief Justice through a process like this, it has to have some important landmarks and epochs that we can talk about. You don't want people to start thinking that the process is lacking merit or the process is lacking fairness. This is Ghana. This is a constitution that has been running for 35 years. Well, why are we doing this? I mean, the person who has won the election has won the election. You have the control of state power for 4 years. You inherit the state power